Welcome back to Home Wizards, where we love to improve your home, improve your life, and maybe even your waistline.
Yes, absolutely.
Cindy Dole, Eric Stromer. I feel like I'm always on a diet, and I'm wondering, is it because my house is making me fat?
Well, good question. And a lot of times I think we have these new homes in our lives where the kitchen is the center of the home, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's putting a tremendous amount of focus on
food.
Food, and it's all about food.
Well,
and
that's what our society is,
that's
right?
And then you've got these stores that sell you mass quantities, and you have to buy in volume, and pretty soon it becomes just like all about eating.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, I think that in some senses the house is making you fat. It becomes too much of a priority. A couple of things. Number one, video games. It's making all the kids who sit there on these things all the time not have activity, they're not out running around. If the house is centered around the kitchen and the TV's right there,
mm-hmm.
and then you're sitting on the couch with the Xbox, chances are you're not going to be doing much. Even if you have the Wii or whatever where you can actually move around, they still don't do much with the physicality. So in that sense, I think it's wrong. So yes, the house is making you fat through video games and then too many couches, too many seats. It's all about sitting. Comfort is one thing. Comfortable living area is another thing. But if the entire home is focused on this one thing, where it's the kitchen, the big food, the huge amount of video game time, and now we have these big, easy recliner chairs, and then the guy with the hand in the pants halfway and the remote and goes, is there any more sausage? It just becomes kind of grotesque, There are also these amazing studies about wall color. So apparently red gives you this thing where you want to eat more. Think about like McDonald's, one of the fast food chains,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
most successful. The primary color in that, it's red and orange. It just apparently, and
mm-hmm.
you had an old kitchen that was red.
Well, it was an orange kitchen, kind of orange, yeah. And then our dining room was I loved the dining room. It was a burgundy, and I wonder if burgundy has the same impact on you. I thought it was a soothing feeling, even though it was a bold color. I wonder if they mean like fire engine red or like McDonald's red.
I think there's we have a red room that's off of a
red room.
Yeah, but it's not the I'm getting fat red. It's more of a soothing, deeper
No, that
tone.
you're going to have a smoke.
Yeah, it's like a smoking jacket room. Yeah. Also, things like you don't have a pantry, so you're going to stock up on junk food items. You're bringing stuff in the house that's quick and easy to feed the kids. You're not going to spend much time preparing food. It's all about the ho-hos and the Twinkies and the remember the Hawaiian punch and all that stuff. And now there's different versions of it, of course, but it's the same kind of idea. Fast food, junk food, it all becomes
mm-hmm.
a contributing factor with the hydrogenated oils and all the other horrible stuff for you that, again, can make you fat.
I'm wondering, too, though, getting back to the color thing, if there are certain colors that might make us not as hungry. I mean, if like cool colors make you feel like you're refreshed and you don't need to eat more?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think studies have shown that if you're spending too much time in the Ronald McDonald red and yellow color room, chances are you're going to eat fast and you're going to eat bad.
Yeah, so maybe paint the kitchen blue or
cool
like a
tones,
neutral
gentle,
color.
neutral tones, right?
Yeah, as opposed to cherry pie color.
Yeah, and they're what about this whole supersize idea? The size of the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
The oversized plates and the honoring volume rather than
in terms of
quality.
the portion control.
The portion control, right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times what we try to do in our house is eat our meal on a salad plate because, like you say, a lot of these plates, the way that they've made the china or the pottery ware so far, I mean, it's almost like these huge, like, buffet plates, aren't they? And they're huge.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to watch our portion control, and that can start at home in the kitchen with buying plates that aren't quite so large. The other thing that is interesting, I think, is the amount of sleep really influences whether or not you have a tendency or propensity to become obese.
Well, I've been told that. I see a nutritionist from time to time, and she always says that if you don't get enough sleep, it impacts your metabolism. It slows you down.
Absolutely. I mean, a minimum requirement of 7 to 8 hours is recommended, and I think a lot of times people make the mistake of trying to be too cozy in the room and have the heat up too high. The best environment for sleeping, blackout curtains, quiet, gentle feeling in the room, more of a spa-like feeling in the room. Maybe keep the office and the computer at bay. Don't have the TV on after a certain time. Kind of turn your brain off and let you relax. And a cooler temperature is imperative. You want the ambient temperature of the room to be much cooler so that you get cuddly up and cozy in the bed rather than tossing and turning for just 3 to 4 hours a night. You know, that's imperative.
I think, too, that there's a lot of things you can do around the house to get thin. I mean, we've talked about this, how home chores can burn a lot of calories. I mean, when you think about it, while your house may be making you fat, if you're really conscientious, your house can make you thin.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah,
it's like a workout.
And the convenience.
Work out.
Yeah, work out. Hey, I do too. The convenience of the quick microwave meal or the incredibly fast prepared food that is available to us now, I think is kind of not working out. So the tendency to buy stuff already pre-done and pre-packaged, you should consider that that's not going to work for you. The alternative, obviously, is understanding how to grow your own vegetables and fruit. Where does the food come from? How does it get to our house? Spend more time creating and cultivating a garden.
You're more aware of it because
right.
when you're more cognizant, I mean, like your kids, you were saying that they now, because you're growing some of these veggies, they enjoy them. They like them. It's like it's cool now.
Yeah, my daughter basically did not eat any fruit or vegetables for 4 years just because she just didn't like them. But then.
How does she get her nutrients then?
Well, then we created a garden, and she started to understand how food is grown and how exciting it is when the tomato shows up.
But wait, did she not have fruit juice?
She basically ate white things for 4 years.
Would you give her vitamins then?
I tried to disguise it. I tried to dye it a different color. I tried to neutralize it in terms of the way it tastes. She could tell that there were fruit or vegetables in it, and she didn't go for it. She's actually pretty good with vegetables. Fruit is absolutely ruled out. There's absolutely no way she'll eat it.
Well, speaking of the veggie garden, I didn't realize that the scent of jasmine can also help increase your energy level. So when you're growing your veggies, think of growing things that... Isn't that kind of a neat technique?
That's right.
So now you're overcoming the sloth mentality.
Yeah, I mean that the idea of creating this cozy, amazing place where you can sit in a chair and watch the great TV with a huge surround sound system and become passive, I think is the danger. So, maybe that entertainment system isn't a killer entertainment system from the pop culture expression standpoint, but it really is kind of contributing to your demise a bit. So.
And maybe make the entertainment center, part of it, the outdoor garden, the cooking experience from the garden to your kitchen. And I love the idea of not only having veggies, but herbs. And did you know that if you have peppermint, smells somewhere, the fragrance of peppermint, that if you could smell it a couple times a week, that you're going to consume less calories. You're going to consume...
That's interesting.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
It suppresses your appetite. So now you're growing something you're going to put in your tea, because you do that. Didn't you make some tea?
I did, the delicious...
Homegrown peppermint?
Yep, you bet.
You boiled it or whatever?
Yeah, it was really... You boil it, and then you let it settle, you strain the leaves out, and then you cool it, you put a little honey in and some green tea.
And you're getting thinner already because it's suppressing... Look at that six-pack.
Look at me now.
Look at you.
I got a 9-pack.
You got a few to spare.
That's right.
Well, very fun. Well, thanks, you guys, for sharing part of your weekend with us. We're going to put all this up on the website and email us. Let us know what you're up to, yourhomewizards.com.
That's right.
We have the videos up there. We have the podcasts. And you can always follow us on Facebook and check us out, yourhomewizards.com. Have a great weekend. Hopefully you can do the things to improve the spaces you call home. And until next time, remember this, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.
And the summer